We aim through the idea of sustainability tourism to leave the ultimate long-lasting legacy for future generations, an intact and healthy planet Earth. This guidance introduces you to the vast range of sustainable tourism experiences available in the country, helping you to make enlightened and ethical choices that will have a positive environmental impact during your stay with us. We invite all tour operators as well as travelers to join and work hand in hand with ASITA in achieving this objective throughout Indonesia. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Bogor, Indonesia, the land of the most beautiful and preserved botanical garden in the world. Thank you for joining the 3rd International Conference on Responsible Tourism and Hospitality 2023. It is a great honor for both of us to share sustainable tourism among the tourism industry people, tour operators in particular. Allow us to introduce ourselves. We are representing the esteemed association named ASITA Jakarta Chapter and ASITA National Board of Indonesia. ASITA stands for Association of the Indonesian Tours and Travel Agencies. I am Bondan Nurdiyanto in the capacity of the advisor, and next to me is Mr. Yongki Adiasa, the Vice Chairman of the association. Both are the practitioners in the field of inbound tourism for over 30 years. Mr. Yongki and I will share the idea about becoming a sustainable tourism or best practices for tour operators. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we do really hope that the sharing ideas can be applied wherever and whenever needed by tour operators, now and then. Ladies and gentlemen, let's begin with this topic. Become a certified sustainable tour operator. Becoming certified as a sustainable tour operator means that your travel or tourism product or service complies with the highest social and environmental standards on the market. Nowadays, increasingly, luxury travelers as well as regular travelers and your fellow travel providers and clients are seeking confirmation that sustainability practices are in place. Also, increasingly, travel companies are looking for a product that is not only certified sustainable, but certified sustainable by a certification program that is GSTC accredited. GSTC stands for Global Sustainable Tourism Council. For example, Royal Caribbean Cruises Limited announced that by being certified by a certification body that carries a GSTC mark, operators of shore excursion will gain preferential buying treatment, and many other travel providers also give preferential buying treatment to suppliers that are certified sustainable. And this is the ultimate goal of the sustainable idea for the tourism stakeholders. Certification by an accredited certification body provides you with a credible solution to complex environmental and social issues, from customers to ownership and your supply chain, that your business is operated with sound management that looks to the future and not merely at today. In other words, to look at how to create a new model for travel businesses that harnesses the real value of a sustainable travel business program that respects the new needs of travel. Ladies and gentlemen, what is sustainable travel? Planet Earth has limited resources and mass tourism puts their existence at risk. Therefore, sustainable travel is a way to preserve nature instead of commodifying it to attract tourists. In short, traveling sustainably means being aware of the impact of tourism on the environment and adopting good practices to reduce the negative effects. Tourism industries, tour operators in particular, are encouraged to make maximum efforts to come to a common understanding of sustainable tourism and are the minimum that a tour operator business, in this case a provider, operator, and or seller of travel products, should aspire to reach. And here are the 8 best practices that a tour operator should aspire to reach. 1. Staying in eco-friendly accommodation. 2. Traveling slow by taking public transportation. 3. Making optimal use of environmental resources. 4. Respecting the culture of local communities. 5. Buying from and supporting local businesses. 6. Saying no to single-use plastic. 7. Eating local food. Last but not least, 8. Other issues, completion of all above. Let us define each of those best practices. Best practices number 1. Staying in eco-friendly accommodation. Staying in eco-friendly accommodations reduces the impact of tourism on the environment. From renewable energy production to bioarchitecture, eco-friendly lodging focus on preserving the environment and have positive environmental effects. However, this is not all. Staying in eco-friendly tourism accommodation also supports the local economy. In this regard, these 10 sustainability criteria of eco-friendly accommodation can become the platform that allows travelers to find and book sustainable tourism accommodations. In this slide, you can have a look at those 10 criteria for assessing the environmental sustainability of tourism accommodations. The question is it possible that tour operators work with eco-friendly accommodation only? And the answer is yes and no, or not yet. Yes, because in many countries, including Indonesia, there are many hotels that have applied those eco-friendly criteria. No, or not yet, because at the same time, many hotels don't have the same idea and perceptions about eco-friendly accommodation. Best practices number 2. Traveling slow by taking public transportation. The positive things about traveling slow by taking public transportation are: traveling slow minimizes the impact on the environment and saves money. For instance, choosing the train over other means of transportation both reduces the ecological impact and is a cheaper option. As an example, traveling by train is more sustainable and allows you to discover landscapes and scenery that remain unknown to those who take the plane. In Indonesia, you can explore Java Island by opting for low-impact train travel and witnessing fantastic views along the way. Taking public transportation reduces air pollution and improves road congestion. By using public transport, the number of cars on the roads decreases and less carbon dioxide is released into the atmosphere. Likewise, fewer vehicles reduce traffic jams on the roads. The question is it possible that tour operators practice traveling slow by taking public transportation? The answer is yes and no, or not yet. Yes, because many countries have already sophisticated public transportation means. Indonesia has just started to build eco-friendly public transportation such as train or railway systems, electric city buses, MRT, LRT, and electric rent-a-cars. Some tour operators in Jakarta and Bandung with their gimmick Discover the Undiscovered by Train have changed and put in their Java Overland Tour products the traveling mode by train in some points like from Jakarta to Bandung, Bandung to Yogyakarta, and from Yogyakarta to Surabaya. No, or not yet, because at the same time, many countries don't have the same sophisticated public transportation. Best practices number 3. Making optimal use of environmental resources. Making optimal use of environmental resources preserves natural heritage and biodiversity. The main problem is that the consumption of environmental resources exceeds their ability to regenerate, causing climate change and loss of biodiversity. In this regard, the ecological footprint is an indicator capable of measuring the environmental impact created by the excessive use of natural resources. Nowadays, there are many countries aware of and implementing sustainability. Every year, Terrestrial and marine ecosystems remove over 50% of carbon emissions, thus sustaining the quality of air, water, and land. Best practices number 4. Respecting the culture of local communities. Respecting the culture of local communities conserves cultural and artistic heritage. Interaction with local is one of the most rewarding things of sustainable travel and preserves traditions passed down from generation to generation. Indonesia is an ethnically diverse country with around 1,300 distinct native ethnic groups and hundreds of linguistic groups as well as local communities. It is essential to respect tradition as they form the identity of the local community and create a sense of unity among people. Best practices number 5. Buying from and supporting local businesses. Buying from and supporting local businesses empowers the local economy, but also preserves the environment. And this is not all. Local products do not involve transportation, require less packaging, and create more jobs. Best practices number 6. Saying no to single-use plastic. Saying no to single-use plastic reduces pollution. The production of plastic uses fossil fuels and therefore releases carbon dioxide into the atmosphere, contributing to climate change. In addition, 8 million tons of plastic end up in oceans every year, putting marine life at risk. It is no secret that plastic is bad for the environment. But just how bad is it? Let's take a look at some of the ways that plastic negatively affects the environment. There's the issue of pollution. Plastic is a major contributor to both land and water pollution. When it's not properly disposed of, it can end up in our oceans and rivers, harming marine life. It can also end up in landfills where it takes centuries to decompose. There is the issue of deforestation. Plastic is made from petroleum, which means its production contributes to deforestation. The more plastic we use, the more trees are cut down to make way for oil drilling and refining facilities. There's the issue of climate change. Plastic production emits greenhouse gases, which contributes to climate change. Climate change is a major threat, and it's only getting worse as we continue to pump more and more greenhouse gases into the atmosphere. And there's the issue of human health and wildlife. Plastic contains harmful chemicals that can leach into food and water. These chemicals have been linked to cancer, reproductive problems, and other health issues. Often we hear that many marine life are entangled by or swallow plastics, such as fishing lines and other plastic trashes, leading to injury or even death. As an example, sea turtles are especially vulnerable to plastic pollution, as they often mistake floating plastic for jellyfish and eat it. The bottom line is that plastic is a serious threat to wildlife, and we need to do something about it. We can start by reducing our use of plastic and by supporting organizations working to clean up our oceans and protect wildlife. Best practices number 7. Eating local food. Food is a direct route to experiencing a country's past, present, and future. Indonesian cuisine is astonishingly rich and diverse, just like the country itself. Eating local products is a good practice for a sustainable trip. It ensures freshness and benefits local businesses. Locally produced food does not require transportation, so it is fresh and nutritious. Furthermore, eating local products support the local economy and contributes to increasing employment and income within a community known as the tourism multiplier effect. We aim through the idea of sustainability tourism to leave the ultimate long-lasting legacy for future generations, an intact and healthy planet Earth. This guidance introduces you to the vast range of sustainable tourism experiences available in the country, helping you to make enlightened and ethical choices that will have a positive environmental impact during your stay with us. We invite all tour operators as well as travelers to join and work hand in hand with ASITA in achieving this objective throughout Indonesia. To conclude our idea, the following best practices number 8 might be a good idea to be adopted for your next issue of sustainable tour operations. Now, my colleague, Mr. Yongki Adiasa, will share his idea about WFA, or Work From Anywhere, and Visit Kampong as an example of supporting community-based tourism.